Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'll be doing a book review for Ashes of Gold by Elle, so please stay tuned. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said, I'm going to be doing a book review for Ashes of Gold by Elle. This is the last and final book of the duology, and I am actually really sad that it is over. I really love this world. It was just a breath of fresh air, and like I said, I'm just really sad that it's over, but who knows what else Elle has in store for us. But let's go ahead and jump into the book review for this book. So this book is, like I said, the second book of the duology, and we're following Rue. In the first book, Rue, she starts to jump into this new world of Gazan with her father after her mother was killed. And so during that time in the first book, she's mostly protecting East Row in Texas. Now in this book, she is mostly in Gazan, where she is trying to help the Gazani people, her people, try to restore their magic from the Chancellor, who stole their magic and just took everything from them. And so as we're following this, we're really in action. Right when you read this, we're already in it. We're in the nitty-gritty of her attacking the Chancellor and trying to restore the Gazani people's magic. But it doesn't go necessarily the way she wanted to, and she starts to regret the actions that she made because she really didn't plan out any type of tactics in order to beat the Chancellor and the people that are for him, pretty much. And that's when you have Jamal. Now, I'm not gonna let you know right now, I'm a little biased because I am Team Julius all the way. I support day ones, and I'm still gonna support day ones, and I'm glad that I stuck with Julius, even though I get what Jamal did and everything, but still, day ones don't do that to you. But anyways, so she becomes pretty much imprisoned, and she's with Jamal, and she's not really remembering what happened during their first battle with the Chancellor, where she was, who died, and apparently a lot of the Gazani people had died during that battle that they lost. And after this, somebody breaks her out, which then we meet Kai. Kai is a warrior. She is part of the Yakana people, and then you have the Birchi people, with they're still Gazani people, but they have different names. And so she's being broken out by Kai, and that's when they go into this place where they're in hiding since their first battle. Yiyo mountain is pretty much destroyed. Everything's in flames, so their home was completely destroyed. And Rue feels bad about this. Anybody would feel bad about that because they feel like it was their responsibility to keep everyone safe and to restore their magic, and to pretty much free the Gazani people from the Chancellor's rule. So they get into this little, I wouldn't say a bunker, it's not a bunker, but it's another secret place for the Gazani people that had survived the first battle. And she gets to see Batty again, and now they're trying to have this ruling of who is going to be the queen or king of the Gazani people. And out of nowhere, Batty and Jamal pretty much select her as being their queen. And Rue was like, Jamal, I clearly told you that I didn't want to be queen of the Gazani people. I do not want to be queen. I don't want any title. All I want to do is help my people. That is it. And Jamal was like, well, my queen, this is for you. You are our light. You are a shining light for the Gazani people of our land. You are going to be the one to restore everything and bring everything back into balance. And Rue wasn't trying to hear all that. So she was real pissed off about that because she's like, Jamal, you clearly were not listening to me whatsoever. And after that, she had a bad taste in her mouth when it came to Jamal. And so we have Bree, which is her friend from the first book. And from the first book, she's really good with technology and stuff like that, potions and chemicals, everything in that order. And so for that, they're looking into all these books that they can get to and try to figure out how to reach the ancestors so that the ancestors can restore their magic. So they're doing all this and they cannot find one single inscription or anything about how to reach the ancestors. So then Rue was like, oh, we should go to this bookstore that I definitely know that they will have have a book for this so that we can reach the ancestors. So during this time, you know, they have to travel back into the open to get to this amazing music, like a magical bookstore that has a lot of books and also forbidden books that a lot of people don't know of. And, you know, she's like, Jamal volunteered to come, of course. And then you have Kai volunteered, one of her women, to be part of it, which her name it's going blank in my head because I literally just finished reading this book and I cannot remember her name. I think it was Zora, I think. Yeah, I was right. Her name is Zora. So a group of them go to this, try to find this magical bookstore, and in the process, things start to happen, and they started to meet some of the people that were sort of possibly supposed to be in the cahoots with the Chancellor, but not. They're just portraying that they were, you know, for him, and they really weren't. And they were in hiding, and that's what we get to see most of these other people that were in hiding in this bookstore, this magical bookstore that the owner had. And the owner, her and Rue were very, very close. And Rue finds out that she was killed by the Chancellor and his people. But then literally she finds the sister of the bookstore owner. And then also her mother was there. She's a seer. And a lot of things start to come into play. And so, you know, Rue was really trying to figure out how she can restore the magic to her people. That's all she wants to do. She's frustrated. So she meets up with the seer, and the seer pretty much told her what exactly she had to do in order to reach the ancestors. And also there's going to be someone that's going to betray you. So in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, okay, who's going to betray me? I feel like it's going to be somebody really, really close to me. So she was trying to gather her thoughts on who was going to betray her, who had a reason to betray her, what was their motive to act as her friend or her ally. So that was going in the back of her mind. You know, she accused a couple of people here and there. She was wrong on who she accused that was going to betray her or was betraying her. And so in this process, they find out, okay, this is how I need to reach the ancestors. So then there's a potion they had to create. And there was a lot of things they needed that Rue was in risk of getting. And in the process, as she's doing this, she ends up finding out who really betrayed her in the first place and why her memory was just not coming back to her, just in pieces. And I'm gonna let you know, like, this book has you going on a roll. It's a literal roller coaster where you have unexpected loop-de-loops and turns, because I was really like, I expected it, but then I was caught off guard in a good way. And the person that betrays her, I think you all know who did this, but at the same light, he did it in order for her to see herself. And that's what I find fascinating about this book above all, because Rue felt bad about, you know, what she had done in the first battle and how many of the people were killed. But at the same time, she didn't feel herself worthy enough to be the leader of the Gazani people, or had confidence in herself. And for what that person did that had betrayed her, I feel like for that person to do that for her, it was for a reason. And I feel like if that person did not do those actions that were taken against her, in order for her to help her find herself and to prove that she is worthy, I feel like that a lot of things would not have happened, and Rue wouldn't have gained that confidence in herself, which I find this very fascinating, because she realized that she is worthy. She is worthy to do a lot of things. She is worthy to be the queen of the Gazani people, and to also to protect her people in East Row. She is enough. She is worthy. And that's what I love so much about this book, that I'm gonna keep on raging about this book. And I don't want this book review to be too long, because I'll keep ranting on how great this book is. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, of course. And as she continues on this journey, and she actually speaks to the ancestors of what she has to do, she has to take back the magic that was stolen. And of course, if you have read the first book, they have onyxes in their arms and stuff like that, where they're like stones where the magic was taken. And so in order to restore the Gazani people's magic, they had to put that magic back into the earth of the ancestors where their graves are. And that's how they were restore their magic. But on top of this, we get to know more about the Chancellor, because the seer actually had a relationship with the Chancellor and had children with him. And And she was also part of the reason why the Gazani's people's magic was taken away from them, and why most of the Gazani people were sick and they were poisoned and killed or murdered. And that was also very shocking, but you know, it really came out of nowhere when you realize the background of the Chancellor and how long he's been living and how he still looks young and youthful. And that's because of the onyx and the power that he keeps putting in his body. Like, he has holes all over his body of these stones in order for him to have magic, in order to stay very youthful. And you know, karma is a B word. I will say that, because the seer, after everything she had done for him and stuff like that, she definitely got her payback. And let's just say she poisoned him, and that weakened his magic, and she was able to restore the magic for the Gazani people. And there was peace. They were bound to have peace and restore their magic. And then when they restored their magic was beyond any measure that Rue could imagine. Her magic was strong, but once she restored the magic of her people, it became so much stronger. She was in control of the elements. Yeah, of the elements, the wind, the earth, stuff like that, which I find so fascinating. And that's why I am so sad that this is it. There's only 2 books. But overall, the whole point of this book is that Rue found her worth. You know, she was trying to find herself into all this. Like, is she just part of East Row? Is that her home? Or is Gazan her true home? But then she comes to the conclusion that they're both her homes, and she is going to do anything and willing to do everything to save her people in East Row in Texas, and to also save her people in Gazan, because all those are her people, and she's going to be in their corner regardless of what happens. She's going to stay in their corner because she is loyal. And of course, there are some deaths in this book that was very unexpected. It had me crying a little bit. And, you know, I was a little softy. But on top of this, like, Julius in this book, I actually really loved. He supported Rue. He never overstepped his boundaries. Even after their history and all in the first book, I find that their relationship, how she still wanted that relationship with Julius, I found that very, very fascinating. And I just loved it so much. Team Julius. All the way. And I just loved it. I loved it so much. And like I said, Julius was in Rue's corner. He was always there to give her good advice whenever she asked, but he never overstepped. He still gave her space, but he still, as a friend and possibly as a boyfriend, you know, helped her along the way into finding her worth and herself. And also just her realizing what she has in front of her and all the people that her allies and her friends and her family. So I really love Julius in this book. He definitely upped his game from the first book, of course. So yeah, but overall, like I said, a 5 out of 5 stars. You are missing a great duology right here, because this was so inspiring and so inspirational. And JL has done a fantastic with her writing. It's just phenomenal. I read through this book. I took my time reading this, but I maybe have started reading this. I read it in like 4 or 5 days, you know, and, you know, it might take some people a shorter time to read it, but I wanted to grasp every single word and take in every single action that was done in this book. And like, this book has transcended into something so phenomenal, and I just love the world. If Gazan was real, I would definitely want to visit. I would definitely want to visit, because it also brings up the ancestors in this book, and you're in the history of her people. And when she was able to speak to them, her ancestors, I found that so fascinating, because I feel like if I had that opportunity, I would take it in a heartbeat, because I would love to meet my ancestors and talk to them about our people, our family, and stuff like that. I just love this so much. This is just Black girl magic all the way. And like I said, if you haven't read this book, you're definitely missing out, and I definitely suggest you pick this up. But the whole point, like I said, it was for Rue to find her worth, and I find that phenomenal, because I feel like every human being should know that they are worthy, regardless of their circumstances, regardless of where they had come from, regardless of where they grew up. They are worthy to do anything and everything they put their mind to. Whew, sorry, I'm getting preachy, but this book does this to me. It does it. But overall, I really enjoyed this ride, this journey with Rue. It's been a pleasure to be a part of Rue's crew. JL is fantastic. She's amazing, and I am going to continue reading her books because they are amazing, and I know she's going to take us into more beautiful world building, because this world was phenomenal. East Row was phenomenal. Everything about it was phenomenal. But yes, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm not going to keep on going with this book because if I do, it's going to be a very long video. But yeah, that is my book review for Ashes of Gold by JL. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button, that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.